Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Well, week 2 last year, these two teams played an epic game. The Falcons were up 18 points with 5 minutes to go, but Dallas came all the way back and made the watermelon kick famous. They recovered, hit a game-winning field goal, and won a wild one, 40-39. What does the rematch have in store? Well, for one thing, Dan Quinn coached that Falcons team, took them to a Super Bowl there 5+ years. Now the defensive coordinator for these Cowboys, who have won the toss. They've elected to receive. Place is loud. Let's rock and roll. From Arlington, Texas, it's Week 10, the NFL on Fox. Younghoe Koo will kick it off, and here we go. Pollard going to take it out from his own end zone. And up across the 20, across the 25 as we go downstairs to Pam Oliver.
The Dallas Cowboys are out to prove that last week's Denver debacle was an aberration. I spoke to Zeke Elliott. He said that team that showed up last Sunday was not us. Dak Prescott agreed with that. He took it a little further. He told me that that 6-game win streak may have put them in a position of getting a little ahead of themselves. He said we truly needed a punch to the face.
Oh, they got that punch to the face, fam. Now we'll see how they respond. They start by running the football, and not much there, as Grady Jarrett is right there against Dallas. So we'll see, as Pam said, how they respond. And, you know, Dak Prescott, you go back to that game against Atlanta, he was unbelievable in that comeback. 450 yards passing, 3 rushing touchdowns. But again, the offensive line without Tyron Smith today. Going to throw it out to Lamb. Get some blocking. A lot of blocking. First down and more into Falcons territory. And a big play to Lamb. They split Connor McGovern out as an extra lineman. He was there to make a wall. And Lamb with a huge pickup of 37.
Well, you said it. They brought in Jumbo. They brought him out and they lined up 4 receivers here to the outside. Look, we got 2 tight ends. We got a jumbo tackle. And they're just going to throw it to CeeDee Lamb. He's going to use his blockers. Fun play here to start the game off.
Michael Gallup is back for the Cowboys this week. He's been out since week 1 with a calf injury, so their wide receiver core gets stronger. They're going to throw it to him, and that was almost a pick 6. Wow. Eric Harris had a read on it, and it's simply incomplete.
That is a pick 6. Oh, man. He knew that was coming. Eric Harris, he sat and drove. Wow, Dak escaped one there.
Second down. They will run it to Elliott. Makes a man miss. And a good run from Zeke, who's down to the 28-yard line. As you look at this defense for Atlanta, and Greg, they've struggled in a lot of areas, but they're kind of hanging in, and they've played okay in this 4-2 stretch.
They have, and that's going to be the key for them today, right? You've seen that Dallas is getting down there towards the red zone. They've got to win these 3rd down battles. They've got to win the red zone trips, hold them to some field goal attempts. We saw Denver have some luck last week, forcing those 2 4th down conversions to fail. Atlanta's got to follow that formula a little bit this week.
And Dante Fowler is back for Atlanta this week. He had been hurt last 3 games with a knee. Number 6 on the rush. Prescott back to throw, firing far side, and it's complete for a first down. There is Gallup, his first catch since week 1, out with the calf. Welcome him back to Dallas.
And everybody you talk to, you're going to see him here. He's got press coverage. A.J. Terrell has really had a good season. Hasn't had any picks yet, but he's always contesting the catches. John Hoke, the Atlanta defensive backs coach, said at some point, when we get our hands on the ball, they've got to be turnovers. They're looking for, to increase their turnovers a little bit, especially the interceptions. But Michael Gallup coming back, he just brings them such a speed element. Great addition to this offense.
That's Pollard in the game. They're going to give it to him on the speed sweep, trying to get to the outside, but Waters with a nice play to run out with him and contain him to a gain of about 4.
When you talk to everyone around Dallas, the one element that they feel like Gallup really brings is that downfield threat. CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, they're great route runners. They catch the ball well, but they need that guy to just take the top off and run and put some threat into the defensive secondary. They are fired up to have Gallup back this week.
Yeah. Said 25 to 30 plays today. Still want to kind of keep an eye on with that calf injury. So we'll see. Out there, as you see, not on the field right now on second down. Prescott going to get it to Lamb. And again, that one was way high. And it could have been dangerous with Moreau near on the coverage. Well, the Cowboys' first 3 home games of the year were incredible. 40 points a game, 443 total yards. And look at last week. This is to, late in the fourth quarter. Then there were some garbage time yards and a couple of touchdowns. See, again, this is 6:32 left in the game. I mean, they got shut down in that game against Denver. So a big 3rd and 6 early for their psyche. Blitz coming. Picked up. Prescott unloading. End zone. Caught by Lamb. Touchdown.
We said before, just a really good route. You're going to see CeeDee Lamb here. He's going to release. He's going to get Fabian Moreau. Once he gets that leverage, KB, where the defender's inside and he knows he's going to run away to the pylon, now it takes a good throw to take him to the boundary. Uses his body to go up and get it. Good play design. We said it earlier. He's such a good route runner. Amari Cooper's a great route runner. Much better start this week than last week.
New kicker Lirim Hajrullahu, first kick in the NFL. Extra point is up and good. Greg Zuerlein on the COVID list, so they signed Hajrullahu this week, and he gets the extra point up and through. But this, on the opener for Dallas, makes him feel a little bit better about last week. 13 yards of CeeDee Lamb, and it's 7-zip early.
We took the truck that helped build.
Well, big opening drive for Dallas. CeeDee Lamb is feeling it with the dance moves. 2 catches, 50 yards, including the 13-yard touchdown catch. And for Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, you heard Pam Oliver talk about how they're going to respond. Well, that's a pretty good start after getting stymied by the Broncos last week. So now we'll see the Falcons and their turn on offense. They'll start it from the 25-yard line. How did that play work, Greg?
Well, CeeDee Lamb's the one over there dancing on the bench. But keep your eye on Ezekiel Elliott and Deion Jones on this pressure off the left side. Watch Ezekiel Elliott come over. Bang! There's been a lot of talk around here about he's in great shape and Zeke's running hard. His pass protection goes so unnoticed. And this is quarterback at a high level, Kev. He's moving the point to make sure that the linemen cover the bigs. It keeps the back on the linebacker off the edge. He knows he has time. Waits for CeeDee Lamb to win his route. That's just high-level offense all around.
Now let's see if Atlanta can answer. Ryan back, has protection, throws to Kyle Pitts, who's got a big first reception and a large game. He's got 17 yards on first down, and he beat Diggs on the coverage.
Well, this is something we've seen now. Take a look here, Pitts. That's one of the top corners in the league. We've seen this over the last few weeks. A lot of defenses are going to treat Kyle Pitts as a receiver, and with Calvin Ridley not out, don't be surprised to see a good amount of time today Dallas feel they got to put their best corner on Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts has had a terrific rookie year so far. Good way to start it. Here's Davis, has some room left side, and Parsons going to bring him down, but not before a 6-yard gain. As Matt Ryan coming off his best game of the season, playing behind an offensive line that struggled. You talked about, you think he's playing really well.
I think he's playing as well as he has the last few years. I feel like him and Arthur Smith really are seeing the game the same way. I think they're playing to the strengths of their players, protecting the O-line a little bit, highlighting Cordero Patterson, highlighting Kyle Pitts, and then Matt Ryan's who makes it all go.
Look at all this movement. They go from empty backfield. Now Patterson comes back. Fake to him. A lot of time to throw. Can he find someone? He does. It's Pitts wide open inside the 40 and down inside the 35. Beautifully done by the Falcons, and another hook up to Kyle Pitts.
And this is something that you see a lot from Atlanta, right? They use tempo, they use shifts and motions. You're going to see Pitts here. He's going to run the over route on the naked. Once that end is sealed, Matt Ryan's got a ton of time. Two guys, we've said it a lot. Cordero Patterson, Kyle Pitts, they make this offense go, and so far, Pitts has gotten off to a great start.
Cordero Patterson in the backfield. He'll line up at running back, at wide receiver, all over the place. Here he'll get the carry, and he gets to the edge. Room! Patterson down to the 20. Chunk plays for the Falcons against this Dallas defense to get things going, and that time Patterson has 14.
Yeah, and it's because McGarry and Hayden Hurst, watch them set this edge here. You're going to see Hayden Hurst, 81. Watch him get up to Van Der Esch. Leighton Van Der Esch is the force player there. Hayden Hurst about knocks him out of bounds.
Hayden Hurst has had 3 really good blocks. And look, he's acknowledging the fans at home. There you go.
Caleb McGarry, the right tackle. Hayden Hurst, tight end. Great job there getting on the edge.
3 plays, 45 yards for the Falcons right down the field. Here is Patterson, tripped up in the backfield, but stays on his feet and turns a negative gain into a gain of 3 behind this Falcons offense and their offensive line. But you talked about in the open, Pitts and Cordero Patterson, especially in the absence of Calvin Ridley, they have driven this team offensively.
We have, and I think what's so unique about Cordero Patterson, we see the McCaffreys and the Alvin Kamaras, who are running backs who have great receiving skills. Cordero Patterson on any play is a true running back, and then he also, you see him here, out flexed out wide left. He's a true wide receiver. He's going to run the entire route tree. There's not very many, if any, guys in the league playing that role.
Second down, pressure on Ryan, steps up, throws, and maybe just to get rid of it as much as anything else. Zacchaeus was the intended receiver, but Dorrance Armstrong had some pressure. And Greg, it's worth noting, Armstrong, no Randy Gregory today. He injured his calf in practice on IR. It's a huge loss, their sack leader.
It's a huge loss. I mean, Randy Gregory is who's made DeMarcus Lawrence's absence not feel quite as big, and losing him in practice is brutal. But they're going to need Dorrance Armstrong. They're going to need Terrell Basham. They're going to need some of these guys to cumulatively fill in for that role that Randy Gregory would have.
Third down and 7. Pressure up the middle. Ryan delivers, and is it caught by Gage? It is! How did he hold on? He got decked by Jaron Kearse, but it's a 1st and goal for Atlanta.
This ball might be out.
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
They're going to challenge it.
I mean, that would have been an incredible catch, and you could see why they ruled it a catch on the field. And now there's some back and forth here. Gage and Kearse, and so they'll look at this. It sure looks like this is an incomplete pass. They'll look at it upstairs, and so will we. Back after this.
On my travels across the country, I came across this.
Winter break, clearly it was incomplete, and that's what they ruled. They overturned the call. So the first time all year Mike McCarthy has won a challenge, but he had to use a challenge to go and do that. So what it does on 3rd down is now make Atlanta attempt a field goal here. And you see red zone scoring streaks, they haven't all been touchdowns, but just getting inside scoring, and with a good kicker like Koo, see if he can continue it. This would be from 35 yards out. And Koo drills it through. So the Falcons answer with a field goal after a nice drive of their own, make it 7-3 in this first quarter. So on that drive, we mentioned Cordero Patterson, saw him involved. Why don't you show the viewers exactly what he does so well for this Atlanta O?
Yeah, we've seen him over his career. He's kind of been a gadget guy, right? We've seen him return kickoffs. We've seen him play a little receiver, but he's just such a unique player in the fact that you can line him up wide as a wide receiver and run true routes. You see him run posts. Last week, he wins the game with the big go ball down the sideline. And then on the next play, he's lining up at up back, getting inside zone, getting outside zone. You can see his touches over the years have really evolved. They've really come a long way. This is really the first staff that has really figured out how to use him. We got a unique talent. You see his touches right here. That's a startling number.
I mean, that's the thing, right? He's getting the opportunity. So you talk about all these roles. He never had those roles. They would get him a touch here, a touch there, but he was mostly a kick returner. And obviously we saw him on that first drive with a couple carries and moving all over the formation. By the way, he also returns kicks and covers kicks. So there you go. 7-3. Good start to this one from Arlington. Pollard took out the first one. We'll let this one go over his head. And so Dak Prescott, after a nice opening drive, will come on for second drive for these Cowboys. Got Lamb involved early. So a Gallup back in action with a catch as well. Collins who moved first on Dallas. We'll see. Craig Rolstad, our referee this afternoon.
I think Dak expected that ball. I mean, everyone was off sides except the center never snapped the ball.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I mean, take a look here. Dak's pulling out from under center. He's expecting to have that ball. He took the ball right off the chest.
All right, so a little discombobulated. Moves him back 5 yards.
20! Number 20! 25-4. Kill.
Elliott buried in the backfield. Took a while, but Grady Jarrett burst through to make a tackle for a loss.
Grady Jarrett, still after all these years, is an elite level interior player. You're going to see him right here. He's going to do what they call a backdoor. Watch him slip behind this block. It's so hard for these offensive linemen. Connor Williams is trying to reach block him on the front side, and he's so fast and explosive. He plays backdoor, they call it, meaning he goes behind the block. It's so hard.
Pressure coming. They set up a screen to Elliott. Couple blockers make some move. Nifty running by Elliott to get out there and do it. And by the way, there's Jarrett making that tackle, so he's kind of everywhere early.
He's really, I'm telling you, he plays with great effort. For an interior lineman, he doesn't come out much. Typically, these teams love to rotate D linemen in and out. Watch him redirect here once he senses the screen. So right now, he realizes it's a screen. Look at the pursuit.
Two-time Pro Bowler in his 7th year now for Atlanta. 3rd and 13 for the Cowboys. Falcons only rushed 3. Prescott still sees pressure, now running away. Can't find anyone. Going to dump it to Pollard, who drops it. And realistically, I don't think he was going to get the first down anyway, and Dallas will have to punt it away.
Yeah, nice job there, Dean Pease on third and real long. You mentioned it. They had 5 guys up looking like they were going to pressure, and then on the snap, 2 of them dropped. They only brought 3. There was nowhere to go with the ball. Really good possession there, but Dallas can't start these drives shooting themselves in the foot, right? We saw it last week a couple times. Drop passes, missed throws. They just seemed off. After a great first scoring drive, first down the next play, you don't get the ball snapped.
Avery Williams back to return for Atlanta. Had an electric return career in college at Boise State. Inside the 30, here not much room. Well played by the Cowboys. C.J. Goodwin on the tackle. 7-3 Dallas, first quarter. There for 5+ years, took him to the Super Bowl, as we all know, and now in his first year as defensive coordinator of these Cowboys. So you know a lot of emotions for not only Dan, but a lot of Falcons who know him well, like Matt Ryan, who said, you know, I don't know how much of an advantage we each get, but I know one thing, I love the guy. When I see him out there, I'm still going to have that feeling. Because here's Ryan going to hand it off on first down. And for Quinn, he's honest about it, right? You know there's a mix of emotion. You've been there going against your former team.
I've been there, I'll tell you. And they can say what they want all week, and Dan Quinn's going to say he's focused on the Cowboys. In the back of his mind and in his heart, he wants to beat Atlanta. Anytime a team gets rid of you, early in my career when I got traded from Chicago that first year in 2011 with Carolina, we went back to Chicago. And you know, all week you say it's just another game. It's not another game. Atlanta didn't want him anymore. He's moved on, and he wants to show him he's a heck of a coach.
Fake to Patterson. Time for Ryan, who deals over the middle. It's caught by Pitts. 3rd catch already for Kyle Pitts, and he gets it up near midfield.
Watch the job he does just finding space. They're going to build a little triangle of guys. Watch him throttle. See him come out of the break there and just kind of settle his feet. That's a very unique trait for a young route runner. Typically, young guys come in the league who are fast and say, I'm just going to run 4-5 all over the field. It's zone, never leave an empty zone to go to a covered zone. That's really good level route running there by a young guy.
Ryan over the middle again, and it's another contested catch by Patterson in traffic. He's got it for a first down, down to the 35. We've got our first game break this afternoon. Let's say hi to Carissa Thompson.
Hello, Kevin. The winless Lions in Pittsburgh. No Ben Roethlisberger for the Steelers. Mason Rudolph connects with his former Oklahoma State teammate James Washington for this 9-yard score. 7-0 Pittsburgh.
Carissa, I don't know. I felt like a little Hello Newman vibe there. You know, I kind of like it. We'll have to check back next time we go to her. Here's Patterson on the ground. After making that catch, he gets it on the ground, and he's going to pick up 3. There's the versatility you're talking about.
It's the perfect illustration. The play before, they got 2 backs. Mike Davis is the traditional halfback role, and Cordarrelle Patterson's flexed out wide on the right and runs a curl route, makes a big contested catch. They take Mike Davis out, and now Cordarrelle Patterson's getting a handoff. And you can't stress enough just how difficult mentally and physically it is to do what he's been asked to do this year.
You asked him, what position are you? He said, whatever they need me to be. Boy, is that true. Out of the game now. Pitts in motion. Second and 7. Blitz is coming. Ryan knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It was Chauncey Golston who got his hands on that one. Brings up 3rd down.
And we asked Dan Quinn, and when we talked to him this week, we said, how are you going to identify how to play Kyle Pitts? How are you going to identify how to match up and play Cordarrelle Patterson? And he says, instead of worrying about where they might go and all the situations, we're just going to treat them based on the final position they align, which I think is a nice, simple way of not giving your team too much. Where are they right now? Let's guard them. See Kyle Pitts here. He's the single receiver at the bottom of the screen.
Davis in at back, picks up the blitz. Ryan going towards Pitts, knocked away. Beautifully done by Jordan Lewis and nickel back there. And Atlanta, will they go for a field goal or stay on the field? 4th and long.
Looks like they're going to stay in the field. That's just tough. Press coverage, a lot of times those outbreaking routes to the boundary by the single side receiver. You typically want to run them versus off coverage. Give Jordan Lewis a lot of credit.
This is a 4th and 7, and they're in Koo's field goal range easily. So this is a big call early.
I'm having trouble getting lined up here. Matt Ryan's trying to get everybody straightened out.
Being aggressive. Got to get to the 25. Ryan can't find anyone. Steps back, zings it underneath. Incomplete. It's Lewis again. Tried to get it to Gage, and the Cowboys defense holds. And so a 4th and 7 decision for Atlanta to go. Cowboys defense making a stand. Their football up 7-3. If you look at these numbers, everybody in the league goes for it on 4th down now. So that has changed in football. But that's a 4th and 7. It would have been a 49-yard field goal to make it 7-6. And their kicker, Younghoe Koo, has hit 11 straight from 50+. He's been maybe the best in the league. Penalty flies. Prescott going deep. Incomplete. He had Lamb, really had it in his hands, but he couldn't hang on. But, Greg, that decision to me was fascinating with a kicker who's been great.
Yeah, and you hit it. It's kind of in vogue right now throughout the league. People want to be aggressive.
Offside. Defense number 94. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
You just don't traditionally see it from 4th and 7. Less than a 50-yard field goal, by no means a gimme. They got a great kicker. You got a chance to cut this to a 1-point game and score with both your first possessions. I understand being aggressive, but there's a fine line between being aggressive and being reckless.
Pollard in, fake to him. Prescott just going to dump it out to Pollard now, who stays on his feet up across the 45. The only thing I could think of is, Dallas, even though last week they were not very good, you figure you're going to have to score high 30s to win this game. That's the thought, guessing?
Absolutely, and I think that's the reason you see those numbers in the NFL trend, right? It's become such an offensive-driven league, the NFL that is. So I think teams, especially the underdog, feels they need to chase a certain number. But like we said, 4th and 7 is typically not one of those situations that you factor in.
Hand it off here, Pollard trying to sneak through. on a first down, and he does a good job to pick up 4. You saw they were taping Cordero Patterson's ankle. They've done that twice now, so we'll keep tabs on that. Obviously, Atlanta needs him. So all that being said, it's 7-3 Cowboys, 3:03 to go in this first quarter. CeeDee Lamb with a 13-yard touchdown catch. That's the TD in this game. Fake to Pollard. Prescott across the grain. Oh, nicely done. McEwen. Sean McEwen, his first NFL catch with Blake Jarwin on injured reserve. That's first one for the second-year man from Michigan.
And sometimes it's not pretty, right? You're going to see he kind of gets banged around a little bit. He just acts physical and then just use that big body to run away to the sideline. Dak is much sharper than he was last week. You see him there rolling to his left, making an accurate throw. There is something to be said for just getting his feet back under him after missing a few games. Good job there by McEwen using his body, and a nice throw by Dak.
Near side Pollard. Deion Jones stands him up after a short game. Well, there's still time. Fox Super 6 is giving you a chance at $100,000 at Terry Bradshaw's Money. Free to play. Enter now. Pick 6 outcomes from today's game for your chance at $100,000. Scan the QR code, download the app, and play for free. Back in Arlington, along with Pam Oliver, Greg Olson, our entire NFL on Fox team. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. 7-3 Cowboys late in the first. Atlanta just went for it on 4th and 7, so Dallas on the ensuing drive, and Pollard is stopped way short. Tyler Davison came on in, and it helped from Aluakon. It'll bring up a 3rd and long.
The move Davison just used is the exact move we talked about before with Grady Jarrett. This zone offense, these guys are picking their spots in the offensive line and trying to get to an edge. And they're just saying, I'm just going to go around your backside here and get into the backfield and penetrate. They're going to have to tighten their splits up, tighten their landmarks up. Because right now, this defensive line for Atlanta is doing a great job.
Got to get to the 28 on the slant route. It is Cooper, but he's going to be short. And it'll be about 4 yards short of the first down as Moreau on the stop. So now 4th and 4. Looks like they're going to go. Everybody goes on 4th down.
We saw it last week. It really turned the tide of the game early in the 4th quarter. We saw Dallas go for a 4th and 1, get stopped, a 4th and 2, incomplete pass, and it really changed the game early. But they're not going to shy away from it. Just because it didn't work last week doesn't mean they're going to shy away this week.
And they move it back a half yard, so it's a 4th and 5 now. No gimme.
This is not a great game if you have the kickers on your fantasy team.
Prescott has time, fires, caught, Lamb breaks the tackle, first down, and obviously more, down near the 11. CeeDee Lamb having a big first quarter, and he picks up 21.
Just a great, you see him, they're going to use the motion here. That's what alerts him that it's man, just one-on-one.
First down and then some. Cowboys convert on 4th and 5. End of the first quarter, they're up 7-3.
Hey, USAA, it's Gronk again, and I'm here with my man, Frank. Frank, say
Welcome to a new world that will blow your mind. Download now at foxweather.com.
So great play design here by Kellen Moore. You're going to see Atlanta wants to play press, but by bringing him across in motion, it doesn't allow Avery Williams to play press, right? So you see CeeDee Lamb come across. Now he can run this route versus off coverage. Avery Williams, the rookie, has no chance of staying with CeeDee Lamb in that case.
Connor McGovern on the backfield as a fullback. They give it to Elliott. His first play of this drive, it's been all Tony Pollard, and he picks up a short game. Interesting to note, McGovern checked in as eligible there, so you wonder late in the game if they got something in for him. As now kind of a line change, they go to the 3 receiver package. First quarter numbers, a lot of action in that first quarter. I mean, the big story so far, Atlanta goes for it on 4th and 7, they're stopped. Dallas goes on 4th and 5, they get it, and they still have it on this drive. Prescott going to set up a screen. Elliott gets a block. Elliott makes a man miss, and he's strung down inside the 5. He's going to get all the way down inside the 3. Former high school teammate Foye Oluokun made the tackle, and now he's hurt.
They're going to fake the screen over here, and then they're going to slip Zeke here to the right. Right, it's like a double screen. They're going to use the illusion of throwing a screen to the left to CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb really sells that. And that's just enough attention to get Zeke in space. See Oluokun there on the tackle. He's the one shaking up.
And Oluokun and Elliott are good friends, former high school teammates in St. Louis. And went down hard there. You just hope he's okay. Starting linebacker for Atlanta as Darren Bates has come on, number 53, to replace him temporarily.
Take a look here and see if we can see what happened. Oh yeah, you see his left ankle. He tried to plant his leg to tackle Ezekiel Elliott. His left ankle kind of rolled.
This is a 3rd down and 1. Connor McGovern in again at fullback. Hard to miss him. They'll run it behind him. Elliott surging forward, and he's got a 1st down, not in the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
You mentioned it, McGovern, they love bringing him in as the jumbo, and they don't always put him on the line of scrimmage. You're going to see him here on the fullback. This is just power. They're going to pull the backside guard down, and McGovern's the kick-out guy. There's a lot of guys in that box on defense. That was a pretty well-executed run to pick up the 1st down.
11th play of the drive for the Cowboys. Prescott going to throw it, try to sling it out to Elliott, and that was covered well. Michael Walker, who checks in at linebacker, read that all the way.
Yeah, they were trying to slip him out for a little pop pass. McCune wasn't there. Dak did a nice job just kind of throwing it over the head of Ezekiel Elliott to prevent the sack.
Well, you think that Dallas went for it on 4th and 4 in this drive. You figure this is 4-down territory, although only 2nd and goal here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at McGovern. He lined up as a tailback. Now he's out wide, and they're just going to give it up the middle for the touchdown. Elliott for Dallas.
Watch Zach Martin's block. The perennial all-pro right guard. Watch what he does on the goal line. That distorts the entire defensive line. It's as easy a goal line touchdown as Zeke's had in his career. Zach Martin, when he's in the lineup, this is an entirely different offensive line. He's as good as they get around the league.
Hajrullahu up for the extra point, and it's good. So the 4th and 5 conversion was huge. Atlanta failed to get a 4th and 7. Dallas on the next drive goes for it on 4th and 5. They go to Lamb for 21. They feed Zeke. Worked out pretty well. 14-3 Cowboys.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri, who leads the league in receiving touchdowns.
Cowboys go for it on 4th and 5. Mike McCarthy was aggressive last week. It did not work. Worked on that drive. Falcons fans don't love it. Cowboys fans fired up. 14-3 in this first half. And they'll start it out on the 25. So we've been talking about Cordero Patterson. Why is he so versatile?
So this is just a traditional, he's the up back. This is just a traditional zone running play. He's done this a handful of times, right? We see a lot of running backs do this. Out of the backfield, passing game. Okay, but now this set up the game-winning field goal last week to upset New Orleans. There's not a lot of running backs lining out wide against corners. And then this is the element of the game that he joked about, saying, all right, I like running routes. I like being handed the ball. I don't love blocking in pass protection. I got a lot to learn as far as that goes.
He said, I hope nobody comes when I'm back there blocking. Yeah. Here he is back there blocking, doesn't get anybody. Ryan sets it up for a pass that goes nowhere. Sharp caught it, but Jordan Lewis, who's made a couple of fine plays already, was there on the stop.
Yeah, we asked Cordell Patterson, I said, you know, would you rather when the DBs blitz, right, a little smaller body versus some of the linebackers or the safeties? He goes, I'll be honest, Craig, I'd rather nobody bring. He goes, it's just a lot to learn mentally, understanding the protections. He goes, I'm trying to make a transition from wide receiver. Understanding protections mentally and then physically being able to block them is challenging.
2nd down and 11 here. Here's Patterson on the traditional run up the middle, and a good solid gain up to the 29 as we say hello, Carissa.
Hello, Kevin. Washington up 6-0 on Tampa Bay. Brady with 2 interceptions in the first quarter. Taylor Heineke connects with DeAndre Carter for this 20-yard score. Tampa is driving, but Washington on top, 13-0. Kevin?
Well, that's interesting. Taylor Heineke, that's, he made his name in that playoff game last year when he came in off the bench and played really well. 3rd and 6 for Atlanta. Ryan on the roll, pressure coming, throws incomplete. He was trying to get it to Patterson. It was a little low. Lewis again on the coverage. He's been active, and now 4th and 6 and a punt.
He has. These last 2 drives, Jordan Lewis, I mean, you saw him stop in the one-on-one. He had Pitts on the last drive before the 4th down try. See him there, get another 3rd down stop. But keep a look at his hands here. He's doing a nice job playing through the hands to the ball without getting there early, without using his offhand to maybe get a PI call. Jordan Lewis has had a real big impact on the game, especially these last 2 drives.
Now the Falcons, after that missed 4th and 7, don't convert here. A quick 3 and out. Waiting to punt it away. Short kick. And Lamb has some room. Patiently waiting. To the outside, going backwards, and not much there. Good effort, but not a lot of room. And so the Cowboys defense does their job. Their football up 14-3. Matt Ryan says, ugh. This Dak Prescott looks like himself today, right? I mean, and he admitted his footwork was off. He was maybe a little rusty. And the 232 yards. He had 79 yards with 6 minutes left in the game, so he is a different player today. Looks back to being Dak, if you will. Oluokun, that's his ankle, back on the field for the Falcons, number 54. Good news for them. And they'll throw it. Blitz is picked up. Wide open is Noah Brown, who's got his first catch of the day. No one even close. And a big pickup for Brown is out to midfield. He's got 18 yards.
For the 2nd time today, look at Zeke getting this pressure off the edge. This is not completed. He's going to abort his fake, meaning he's supposed to take that fake on the right side of Dak, but then he has an alert that he's going to abort that fake if he senses pressure off the backside edge. Executes his job, makes a great block. Dak has all the time to deliver the ball on time.
Elliott, left side, skirts through and diving forward for nearly 9 yards is Ezekiel Elliott.
You hear Dak using that kill. We've heard it now a few times in the first half. What he's seeing is it's pretty simple. Anytime Atlanta comes out and they have a pass called initially, and they have those real deep 2 high safeties, you're going to see them go kill. They want to run the ball into those soft boxes, and every time they've done it, been very efficient.
Pollard will run it this time. He's got a 1st down where he still goes now. Ran into Deion Jones, but he got a big surge inside the 35. And he picked up 8 yards. Got a little help from Terrence Steele, too. Well, you talked about it, Greg, last week early in the game. Denver obviously played great. But, the reason why Dallas offense is so good is because they literally can do whatever they want. There's not a lot of teams that can be as effective either running. I mean, they could throw for 500. They could run for 200. Right now, they're in a groove. Pollard. Not much.
Yeah, that's what made last week so surprising. I think we sat up here and the 3rd quarter was almost done. They hadn't scored a point, and they just looked off. Dak looked off, dropping a lot of passes, just a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes out of what a week ago was being considered a historically good offense. This is a lot more like what we typically have seen from them over the course of the year. The offensive line looks a little more settled in. You mentioned Steele filling in on the left side for Tyron Smith. They just look a lot more comfortable today than they did last week. See another kill. See if this time they stick with it or they have some sort of play out. Yep.
2nd down. Pressure coming. Prescott lofting it, incomplete. Cooper, the nearest Cowboy there, but really not much choice. Bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, so the kills are interesting. So sometimes they're run pass kills, but also sometimes they're zone man calls, right? So it's a pass coming out of the huddle, and if it's a zone, I got to kill it. If it's man, I stick with it. So it's really, when you have a quarterback like Dak who can see the field so well, both pre and post snap, it gives Kellen Moore and this offensive staff a ton of flexibility. By the time the ball is snapped, Dallas is typically in the right play.
I know it's the 2nd quarter, but this feels like a big 3rd down for Atlanta's defense. 3rd and 8. They come with the blitz again. Prescott gets rid of it quickly. Lamb makes a move, but he's short by 2 yards. At the 25, they've got a new field goal kicker. Do they go for it again on 4th down? We'll see.
Watch Oluokun here. He's going to fake like he's not going to blitz. He did this a few times last week. He's looking, and then he's going to come. We used to call that a coffee house blitz, right? We're going to lull him to sleep. He's going to bail like he's dropping, and then he's going to pull the trigger late. That's something Dean Pease really likes, and it sets up another 4th down.
Prescott all day. He can run it if he wants. He's going to throw it. It is caught. Inbounds. Michael Gallup. 1st and goal.
Michael Gallup has made his presence felt. This is not his route. He's going to run a double post, him and CeeDee Lamb. He sees Dak scramble, and he's just going to play to the boundary and be friendly with his quarterback. It's a guy who has a great feel, gets both feet in. Dallas is in a little hurry up here, but his feet were clearly in.
That's no doubt a catch. Elliott is a single back. Give it to him, and he's in. Touchdown, Dallas.
Well, we talked about it, KB, last week. 0 for 2 in the first half on 4th downs. Kind of started them out the wrong way against Denver. Now they're 2 for 2 on 4th down. None bigger than that last completion on the scramble to Gallup to set up another Zeke touchdown run. This offense just looks like itself again. They're clicking both run and pass. And when they're feeling it, they are as good as it gets around the NFL.
Up to 206 yards on the day. 2 touchdowns for Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th and 7th rushing touchdowns on the year. But 4th downs have been the story of the game. Prescott had all day. Beautiful pass to Michael Gallup, set it up, and then Elliott punched it home. Dallas is 2 for 2 on 4th downs. Atlanta missed their 4th down. It's 21-3.
When you spend all year.
Cowboys offense is rolling. What a difference from a week ago. 3 trips in the red zone, touchdowns on all of them. And Ezekiel Elliott with 2 TD runs of 1 yard and 2 yard. He's now got 7 on the year. Prescott has been sharp. And it's 21-3 Dallas. But again, 4th down, the big play, Greg. Why did it work?
Yeah, so the original routes that Gallup and CeeDee Lamb are going to run, they're just going to run like a double post. But for some reason, Dante Fowler, you're going to see him right here, he's just going to run inside of Terrence Steele. Now look what this does. Now Dak has this ability now to flush out left. Gallup looks back. That's just scramble drill coming back to the ball. There's got to be a rush element where we're going to contain Dak. We're not going to give him a chance to get into the scramble drill. Just seems to me like Fowler just kind of did his own thing going inside. Allowed Dak to break contain.
Wayne Gallman in the game, who rarely plays, and he's going to get knocked back for a loss as we go downstairs to Pam.
Kevin, he may never be known as wild and crazy Mike, but Mike McCarthy is showing he has little hesitation in attempting 4th down conversions, but there's both method and motivation behind those decisions. Analytics play a role, but McCarthy told us timing also matters. He explained he has no problem going for it on 4th down, especially early in games and early in the season.
Well, he's consistent, Pam, that's for sure. Did it last week, didn't work. He's done it all year and doing it today, and it's been the difference in the game. Mike Davis back in a running back. 2nd and 13. Here is Davis, and there's not much there. To add on, he said, I want to do it a lot early in the year, so later in the year, in the biggest games, playoffs, if you get there, it feels good and the guys are confident. Do you buy that?
I do. I found that pretty interesting, right? To have the idea that in order for us to be at our best at the end and to handle these critical situations in a critical game to make the playoffs or to win a playoff game, these guys got to understand my tendencies all year round. So when we do it in the wild card round or we do it in the playoffs, it doesn't take anyone by surprise. I thought that was a pretty interesting way to think about it.
Meanwhile, 3rd and 9 for the Falcons. 4-man rush, pressure right up the middle, and Matt Ryan is dropped. Dorrance Armstrong, his first of the year.
Dorrance Armstrong was one of the guys that Dan Quinn said he needed to step up, right? Fill in for Randy Gregory. You're going to see him here lined up against Jalen Mayfield, the rookie. He's just going to swim inside. Mayfield didn't have much of a chance there, but with DeMarcus Lawrence out, now Randy Gregory, some of these guys got to step up. And Armstrong was one of the guys they were counting on, and he came through.
Yeah, he had the first tackle for the loss of 3 yards on Gallman on that drive, too, so good series. Big kick, Lamb retreating inside his 30. Back at the 26, makes a man miss. And another. And out across the 40. The Dan Quinn's defense forcing a couple of 3-and-outs. Here they get the sack from Armstrong. First one of the season, 21-3, Cowboys. (21-3) Cowboys over the Falcons. Atlanta went for it on that 4th and 7 when they were well within field goal range, and their momentum has been sapped. They are -5 net yards since that decision, and the Cowboys have taken off. They've gone for it twice on 4th down, and they've converted and scored touchdowns on both those drives. That's the story of the game so far. Going to sling it out to Cooper, who makes the catch one-on-one against Moreau, and he's up across the 48. Game break time. Back to Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. Patriots up 14-7. Mac Jones buys time. Looking, delivers a strike to Kendrick Bourne for this 23-yard score. Jones' second touchdown of the first half. Patriots leading this one 21-7. And the Falcons will see the Patriots Thursday night right here on Fox. Kevin?
That's a huge game. Both those teams are 5-4. Patriots are 4-1 their last 5. They're surging here.
See McGovern again in the backfield.
Been there a lot as Elliott dances around, and he's going to be about 1 yard and a few inches shy of a first down. McGovern, it's pretty wild, the versatility of an offensive lineman. I mean, it's pretty versatile, right, to jump back and only line up as a tight end and a fullback like he's doing it.
They hadn't. A few weeks ago when they got La'el Collins back before he reinserted on the right side, they had some full house backfields where McGovern and La'el Collins lined up in like the old inverted wishbone. It was pretty interesting to see what Kellen Moore can do with all these big bodies. You see him at fullback again.
3rd and 1. Elliott looks to have it from our vantage point. We'll see the spot. Certainly appears like it's a first down.
What an advantage for a play caller, KB. Kellen Moore, he's got Dak Prescott, he's got Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. He's got all these dynamic skill players. But at any moment, he could turn this into kind of a ground and pound. He has the offensive line personnel. He obviously has the running backs in Zeke and in Pollard. We've said it a bunch over the last few weeks. There's really no element of this offense that isn't good. And when they're rolling like this today,
it's only a 3-man rush. Prescott just gets it out to Elliott, who's by himself. And Elliott has a short game for Harris, knocked him out. And so if you're Dean Pease, the defensive coordinator for the Falcons, you're trying to figure, okay, what do we do here? Like, how do you slow? I mean, it's an 18-point deficit, and this is very much danger zone time in the first half.
Yeah, and it's too early to really just overcommit to stopping the run, bringing 8 guys into the box and kind of make your back end secondary susceptible.
A fake quick throw, Lamb breaks free, but then got tackled from behind by Fowler, but not before he picked up a first down. Lamb's had a big first half. It's already his 5th catch, and he's up to 85 yards.
You just have so many guys to kind of hit you. And you were talking about Dean Pease. The dilemma he has coming into a game like this and now finding himself down so early, you don't want to overcommit and just start loading the box and saying, all right, we're not going to let them run down our throat. Because we don't really feel like we have the guys in the back end to just go toe-to-toe and match up for them man-to-man or one-on-one. So he's got to continue to mix his looks, continue to mix his pre- and post-snap coverages.
Prescott fires a strike to Gallup on the slant. Boy, Prescott is on target here today as Terrell on the coverage, but not before Gallup got 9 more. See if they will let this go down to the 2-minute warning. Prescott now 16 of 21, 195 yards. It's 120 rating. Second and 1 on the fake. Prescott over the middle. Cooper's got it. First down inside the 12. Two-minute warning, and the Cowboys, man, are they feeling good. 21-3, and they're looking for more.
Present an aerial salute to military members past and present. To all who have served, the NFL and USAA say thank you. See how USAA honors and protects our military at salutetoservice.com.
Dak Prescott's been terrific this afternoon. He's completed passes to 7 different receivers. Cowboys basically doing what they want on offense. 1:57 to go in the half. Pollard in the game now at tailback. On first down, they'll give it to him. Pollard tries to stretch out right. Falcons are ready for it that time, as Brandon Copeland was there first. He's the one that really blew the play up, and you got some dancing footballs here at Arlington.
These guys are feeling pretty good.
I kind of like it.
These guys are killing it.
You know, why not? Look, I'm not comparing it necessarily to last year, but the Cowboys were down 20 in last year's game. Now they're up 18. Now they change the play. Elliott comes back in the backfield. Time of possession dominant by Dallas. Elliott has it. Stutter step up the middle. And then Avery Williams came up, the rookie from the corner spot, to make a tackle. And we've got a timeout. Why don't we check in with Kurt Menefee?
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime, we'll take you through all of today's early action, including the Saints taking on Tennessee. What's going on back there?
Don't worry, Kurt. I'll have you ready for halftime. Having a little problem with my balancing on my boom thing. Watch my doodle.
It's all coming up on the Verizon Halftime. Maybe a translation, too.
Well, that's why we talk and don't touch anything, because we would mess it up. Are you kidding?
That was awesome.
Very good. 3rd and 7, 1:15 to go. Falcons use that timeout there. So, look, ideal scenario for them. They hold to a field goal and go down and get some kind of score.
And then they get the ball coming out, right? So they're going to try to steal a drive before the half, steal points, double dip, and score coming out for the 3rd quarter to try to make this thing at least a ball game.
3rd and 7. Blitz coming. Prescott in trouble. Lofting it to the corner. Lamb gets there. Touchdown. Oh, was that beautiful.
Dean Pease dials up 0 coverage across the board. It's man across. Everybody else is going to pressure. They got a free hitter off the left side. But watch Dak. He's going to just retreat, and he's going to just throw it to a spot, put air under it. He knows exactly where CeeDee Lamb's coming out. That's just high-level passing offense in the NFL.
I mean, you could not place it any better under pressure. 2 touchdowns for Lamb, 2 touchdowns for Elliott, 4 touchdowns for Dallas, and it's 28-3. And now this from Lowe's.
There's a new team in the NFL.
One that plays for home. Everyone's home.
Whether you're a rookie or a seasoned pro,
This team has your back. We can help you tackle any project.
We're the Lowe's home team, and anyone can be on it.
Are you in?
Try out for the Lowe's home team today.
Oh, Kellen Moore, all smiles. CeeDee Lamb's had a monster first half. 6 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was just a perfect throw by Dak Prescott. And a 10-play, 59-yard drive. And it's been an utter domination. But just think how this game started. It was 7-3. Atlanta was on the drive. They had a 4th and 7, and they opted not to kick a field goal. They go for it. And since then, it's been a disaster for them.
It has. And I'm sure someone somewhere is looking at the analytics and the win percentage change, but it just killed him. Look at it's man, right across the board. We're going to have a free hitter, but watch what Dak does. He's going to retreat, and then at the last second, he's going to just throw to his spot. CeeDee Lamb's not even out of his break yet, but he knows where he's going to go against that coverage. The defense is playing inside leverage because he knows he has no help in the middle. And that's just too good.
I mean, that's like Steph Curry on a step back. What do you do?
You don't do anything. Dean Pease, you tip your cap and you say you beat me.
Well, 2 timeouts left, minute 10 in the first half. See if the Falcons could get something going here. And not there, as dropped as Ryan. He fumbled, but it's picked up as Micah Parsons came through. 2.5 sacks last week, make it 6 on the year.
I mean, they're going to send everybody away. Look at Parsons. He's going to do an up and under, a little jab. Mike Davis is doing a token fake away from him. Not exactly sure why with a minute to go in a 2-minute. You might want to send your back to help the best pass rusher on the team. But nonetheless, you mentioned in the open, he's got to be the front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, he is just a special player. What they can do with him, lining him up off the ball in a traditional linebacker role, then putting his hand on the ground in 2-minute drives, rushing the passer. They got himself a special player at number 11.
I just think about last week. Last week, Dallas couldn't have looked worse. Denver shut. It was 30-0 they're losing in the fourth quarter. Last week, Atlanta had the best win they've had in 3 years at New Orleans. And it's completely the opposite here today, the way these teams are playing. Week to week in the NFL, you just never know. Ryan over the middle into triple coverage, and it's incomplete for Zaccheaus. Anthony Brown and seemed like 7 other Cowboys were there. And now Dallas has a chance to get it back here with 50 seconds left and 2 timeouts. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think after you lose 10 yards on first down, Dallas takes their first timeout. I think you go run, make them burn it. So at least if you have to punt to them, they're trying to go down and steal points at the end with no timeouts.
You almost have to run here, right?
You would think you have to run, make Dallas use one of their last 2 remaining timeouts.
They do run. Davis, Parsons is right on him, and he is, forget it, buried. This is an onslaught by Dallas.
Yeah, it's spiraling right now. They need a huge punt here, and they need to get a stop. If they give up points here before the half.
And they take their second timeout. As we remind you to start Saturday strong, big noon kickoff pregame live from Norman, Oklahoma at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then Caleb Williams and Oklahoma look to bounce back against Iowa State. Big noon Saturday game of the week, followed by the biggest crosstown rivalry in college football, UCLA and USC, all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. There's CeeDee Lamb back to return. Why not?
And there's kind of a dual philosophy as far as putting one of your premier players back at punt returner. A lot of people, and obviously Dallas feels this way, you're getting one of your best, most dynamic playmakers with the ball against what's typically tight ends, backup linebackers, and getting him the ball in space.
And a block! It's loose! And the Cowboys are going to get this one maybe in the end zone. They got it! Still no signal for a touchdown, but it's got to be.
And this place is losing its mind.
Dorrance Armstrong.
Wow.
I never saw a touchdown signal, even though he came out of it in the end zone. It was certainly close. Nahshon Wright. Boy, what a different. I mean, think about last week. They blocked it. Wright got his hand on it, past the line of scrimmage, and Denver recovered.
Sometimes you just have those days. That was them last week, and now on the complete opposite side, they are having themselves a day. Look at that big right arm on the block point. Does a nice job avoiding by Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah,
then it just becomes a wrestling match in the end zone for the ball.
Clearly in for the score. I mean, unbelievable. They get one last week with Diggs. It goes past the line. Wright hits it. Denver recovers, change the whole trajectory of the game. This time, punt block, Wright recovers for a touchdown, and we get a penalty. And by the way, it's 35-3 in the first half. Wow. Wow is right.
Prior to the snap, 12 men on the field against the defense. Dallas has elected to take the ball and go for 2 points from the 2 to the 1. 2-point conversion.
Dallas smells blood in the water right now, Kevin. You see Armstrong block the punt again. They are not taking their foot off the gas. They could easily just kick a field goal and go up 35-3. But nope. They're going to elect to take the penalty here, elect to go for 2, and just try to make a knockout shot if they haven't already. Wow.
Oh, I think the uppercut's been landed.
Remember, they've landed a few.
Remember Pam Oliver started the broadcast saying how Dak Prescott said, you know, off that 6-game win streak, felt like maybe we needed enough a punch to the face. Well, they've delivered the punch to the face the other way. They're going to go for 2 with Elliott. They're going to give it to him, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. This is like you're playing Madden on easy and things are just going really right for you. It's 36-3. You don't see that in an NFL game in the first half of football.
This is one of those games when you're playing Madden when all of a sudden you hope if you hit the wrong button, like the controller turns off or like the console turns off, player 1 has exited the game. That's kind of what you're hoping happens here. Wow. Talking about a tale of 2 weeks.
I mean, it really is incredible. Dallas coming off their worst performance of the year by far, and have they responded? Well, look at the score. And the Falcons coming off their best win in years, really, down in New Orleans, tough place to play, and they're feeling really good about themselves. And the way this game started, 7-3 Cowboys, Falcons on the move. I'm not saying that Dallas wouldn't be winning right now, Greg, but the momentum definitely changed when they went on 4th and 7 and didn't get it.
And it did. And regardless of what the stats say, regardless of what the numbers say, that changed the game right there. Instead of making it 7-6, or at least attempting to make it 7-6, it goes 14-3, and then the floodgates have just opened.
This is a 4th and 7. It would have been a 49-yard field goal for Koo. So Ryan had trouble finding one, and then Jordan Lewis, a nice play, knocking it away. Since, this is what they've done. What has Dallas done? They've put up 265 yards of offense, a punt block for a touchdown, and they're up 33 points with 37 seconds to go in the half. Gallman, forget it. Falcons going backwards. Basham was there.
Dallas is not even, they're not even close to conceding this half. They just took another timeout. Have another one remaining.
How do you think Dan Quinn feels right about now?
I think he's feeling pretty good about himself. You know, you talked about the tough week that Dallas had last week, but then on the contrary, Atlanta had a great week. I mean, we talked all week. They're buying in. They're 4-4. They've won 4 of their last 6 games. You know, they've been playing so much better. This has to be very disappointing for Arthur Smith. I mean, talking to Arthur Smith, you can see he's a really intelligent guy. He understands building a franchise, building an organization. He knew what he inherited. There was a little bit of a build-back idea, but I don't think anyone expected this coming off their big win last week against New Orleans.
2nd and 15, going to run and just hope that the half comes. In reality, you see Cowboys flying to the ball. You don't expect any NFL team to be up by 33 at the half against another NFL team. You just don't see it. I mean, it's what a response. Mike McCarthy has these guys ready to play. And Arthur Smith Falcons are playing well. Remember, they were 4-2 their last 6, but they are getting absolutely waxed here in Arlington today. First half stats brought to you by State Farm. Dak Prescott back to being old. Dak Prescott after last week, rusty, sharp today. Matt Ryan off to a good start, but then the offense has gone quiet against this Dallas defense. It's all CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott had a rousing Cowboys first half, up by 33. Verizon halftime show with Kurt and the guys up next. Flow brought to you by Progressive. Not a lot of Falcons highlights when it's 36-3 at the half. You heard me right. 36-3 as we get set to start this third quarter here from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Good to see you. Pro Bowl tight end Greg Olsen is here, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. I asked you at the very beginning of the broadcast, how does Dallas make sure that last week when they got beat up by Denver, how do they make sure it's only a one-week thing? Whatever they're doing, it's working.
Whatever Mike McCarthy, the way he handled it, we talked in the open, we said, he's got to have a balance between moving on, putting it behind you, but also making the corrections from what was an awful performance. Whatever balance he struck was perfect, because not only have they bounced back to play well, this is a historically good first half. 36 points at halftime. So whatever Mike McCarthy's message was all week, these Cowboys players heard it, they took it to heart, and the proof is on the field.
Yeah, and Atlanta will get the ball first. Cowboys won the toss and took the ball to start. And so to see the Falcons start building any kind of momentum. Let's go down to the field with Pam Oliver.
I asked Arthur Smith what he trusts the most about his team somehow battling back in this game. He said, I expect to see a lot of fight. That first half, he said, was embarrassing. And he said, it started with me, that 4th and 7. He doesn't regret it. He says, I was trying to get something going, given what the Cowboys can do on offense. Mike McCarthy is fond of saying, don't blink. He told me at half that pertains to finishing the game, and he also said that we're not going to let up. He does not want this dominance to wane.
Well, so far, good start for Dallas as a throw intended for Gage is incomplete. And I hear what Pam's saying, right? You got to be convicted of your Arthur Smith, and I certainly get that. It's easy to play, armchair quarterback, right, Greg? But here are the facts. Since that since the 4th and 7 where they didn't go for it, Atlanta has -17 in net yards.
Yeah, the game completely flipped upside down from that point on, and would the score be quite as out of reach? Would they still be losing if they had 6 points first 3? Probably.
Here's Pitts, who got off to that great start, and now comes to the near side. Is going to pick up about 8 yards. Pitts had a few catches early, 3 for 52 the first 2 drives, and that's his first since then.
And I think the biggest thing, you heard Pam reference it when she talked to Arthur Smith out of the half. This score is out of reach, right? It appears, barring some historic comeback here. But if you're Arthur Smith and you're implementing your system, your culture, you're trying to turn this Atlanta organization into your identity, this half is important. You're going to learn a lot about your team down 33 and find out what guys have bought in, what guys are here to continue to fight. He's watching this half probably more than anything all season.
3rd and 2. Pressure, and it's dropped. Perfect pass by Matt Ryan right in the hands of Davis on the slant, and he dropped it, and they'll have to punt.
And they got what they wanted. They had 2 running backs in the field. They had Pitts, the tight end, and then they spread out to empty. And Davis just hit him right in the chest. Cordero Patterson's on the sideline. You don't know whether that's just rotation or whether that's the ankle. It's hard to say, but they got the look they wanted. They got the matchup. Just dropped.
So now Dustin Colquitt, 17-year veteran, will punt it away. Lamb back deep. 2 touchdown first half for CeeDee Lamb. Flag is down. Takes a great Falcon bounce. And all the way, look at this. Still rolling inside the 5. What a punt by Colquitt. They're going to down it inside the 1. And there is a penalty, though. Let's see what this is first.
I think they're going to get the long snapper, Josh Harris, on holding. He got run over, and he just pulled the Cowboy player onto his chest. Let's see if that's what they call.
There's no foul on the play as the action in question is legal.
Okay, here you go.
Timeout.
And so, with no foul, it's a 66-yard punt by Colquitt. Well done. And the Cowboys after this drop, which would have been a first down. Falcons just trying to figure anything out. Cowboys football up big here in the third.
Yeah, someone's not doing their job.
Okay.
Insurance.
Amazing the difference a week makes in the NFL. Last week, all season lows. A lot of those yards came in garbage time. Last 6 minutes left, they're down 30. Today, they're up 33, and it's season highs, the most points and a half in the NFL this year. And they start on the 1.
Offense, number 78. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
So the good news is they can't really move back. I mean, give it, 5 inches? If you're going to have a false start, that's the place to have it.
And you know you're going on the hard count. I bet you they do it again.
Pollard and Elliott in the game, and Prescott's just trying to get some semblance of room here. If you go to history, like, we said going to the break, Greg, it's so rare to have this kind of deficit in an NFL game in the first half, right? The last time the Falcons trailed by 33 plus at the half, it was 1967 against the Colts. Game that Johnny Unitas was quarterbacking for the Colts. Last time the Cowboys led by 33 more at the half, 1971 against the Jets. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a historic game for those reasons.
When Johnny Unitas is quarterbacking a game, you know it's been a while.
Greg, the good news for you as Elliott gets to carry on 2nd and long is, as a rookie NFL broadcaster, we're testing you because you have had a blowout every single week. So we're really just seasoning you, show you, how it feels. How do you do a blowout? Because then when the close games come, they're really fun.
Yeah, the close games seem to handle themselves. At least that's what I've been told. I haven't exactly experienced that firsthand, but you know what? We take what we get. We roll with it. This is the NFL. Things sometimes go sideways fast, and we're learning to adjust just like the players.
More man rush. Prescott just a little behind Gallup there. And the fans groan because everything's been going so well, but the Falcons will force a punt.
Yeah, it's probably the first mistake they've made. You said it, the ball's a little behind them, but that's a catch 9.5 times out of 10. You can see Gallup, he knows that. Got to make that catch. He's had such a great debut. He's made some big catches. His presence has been felt. It's one of those he'll carry forward.
Now Anger to punt it away from his own end zone. Big time punt. Williams looks to get outside, and he's tripped up. Good win. It was a special teams demon, made another tackle. There's a penalty flag, though. It's way back at the 2-yard line. And so we'll see what this is. I was going to say the only good thing about broadcasting for you is all the Cowboys fans who hated us last week now think we're all right this week.
During the kick, holding, return team number 15. That's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. It'll be first down. Timeout.
15, that's Felipe Franks, the third-string quarterback. All right, well, today anything goes apparently. Falcons football down 33.
Get my meaning.
The Freak Brothers, now streaming free on Tubi.
Today's game is sponsored by Lincoln and the power of Sanctuary.
Talk about Felipe Franks. Look at the top of the screen. Tony Pollard kind of cuts him. And Felipe Franks doesn't really take a liking to it. That was the penalty that they called, but...
Well, here's another one.
Here.
You know what's amazing? Felipe Franks.
Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. First down.
He's a rookie quarterback out of Arkansas. He's played a couple snaps. It comes in for like a zone read guy. Did that last week. He's lined up at tight end a couple times this year. How many third-string quarterbacks are playing special teams in the league?
Not many. I mean, everyone thinks of Taysom Hill down in New Orleans.
Right.
You know, back when they had Breeze, and he was kind of that third stringer when they had Jameis. But there's not many guys that are playing that sort of role. We had a guy, Joe Webb, with Carolina a few years ago.
Very similar there as Coleman gets the carry out across the 25. Going to pick up 6.
Yeah, Joe was always the emergency third stringer when we had Cam and Derek Anderson. But then Joe would be running down on kickoff. He was like the hype man. They'd put him in for some trick wide receiver plays. It's kind of a similar athlete, kind of a similar style to what they're trying to get out of Felipe Franks, figuring out what they have in the young.
And Franks is huge.
I saw him on the field before the game. If you told me he was a defensive end, I would have believed you.
He's 6'6", 230. Ryan with some pressure, going to float it to the sideline, and it's caught. Nice comeback there by Zaccheaus, who came back to get it and has a first down for the Falcons.
You know, you see Atlanta here going hurry up. Of course, the rest of this game, in essence, is just one long 2-minute drill, but they have to be a little careful with their play call. You don't want to just let Dallas know for the next 2 quarters we're just going to drop back and get Matt Ryan, killed here. You got to still mix in the run, keep this defense guessing a little bit, or else it just becomes a race to the quarterback.
Gallman gets it left side, and Armstrong takes him down. Game break time. Let's go back to Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. Lions Steelers tied at 10. Opening drive of the second half. Godwin Igwebuike takes this one all the way. 42 yards. His first career rushing touchdown. Steelers added a field goal. 16-13 in Pittsburgh.
Are the Lions looking for their first win? You almost feel like they're so overdue, right? That's so many close games. Dan Campbell trying to get one. Gallman's wide open. He's got a first down, racing into Dallas territory and inside the 40. So Wayne Gallman getting some reps here. Cordero Patterson, we showed you taping the ankle earlier. Not sure if it's out or because of the score.
You're going to see Gallman. They're going to just give him a little token fake out of the 2-back play action. And Dallas is just going to drop him. You're going to see him here. He's going to get a little edge pressure and just kind of trickle into the flat. Sometimes short throws turn into long runs. And that's what that was there.
Pam Oliver has asked, there's nothing wrong with Patterson. Probably makes sense just to give him a rest here. And so Gallman getting his first real look of the year. He's been inactive 4 times. Gets it again. And Gallman breaks through a tackle inside the 35. Greg, he had a really good stretch with the Giants last year. He was cut in the 49ers camp this year. But with New York last year, he broke out with Saquon out. He had a 135-yard rush game against Seattle. He ran for 682 yards. So he showed a little something last year, but he hasn't had any opportunities here this year with Atlanta at all. On the fake, Ryan looks his way, and there was nothing there as Parsons came over to cover. But I wonder in the second half, when you're looking for something, can he make some sort of audition for himself to get more carries going forward?
I think he can, and I think that's why to start this second half, we said this is such a huge evaluation, second half game for Arthur Smith and this coaching staff. There's going to be a handful of guys that they're going to be keeping a close eye, Gallman being one of them. He's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. Cordero's played so well. Mike Davis is a good running back. He's going to get his opportunities here in the second half to show that he earned more play time.
Third down, Ryan loads up, coming near side. It's intercepted. Anthony Brown. What a play. Dan Quinn's Dallas defense against his former team is lighting it up. The pick by Brown. Cowboys football.
Every member of my family fights this fight. I can't change the way things are done here.
Arthur Smith, Matt Ryan just talking, trying to get some positive stuff going on offense. Anthony Brown with a terrific play. Dallas corners today. Brown, Lewis, all made some really good plays. Brown, his 3rd interception of the year. And the Cowboys have it up 36-3 here early in the 3rd.
Got empty here, KB. We got 2 tight ends and Zeke at the top. The 2 receivers, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper at the bottom.
3-man pressure over the middle quickly and easily to Dalton Schultz, who makes the catch, and he's got himself a 15-yard gain. That's his first catch today.
Yeah, and it's so soft. They bring in 2 tight ends. They call it 12 personnel. 2 tight ends, 1 back, 2 receivers, and then they just break formation and they end up in a 5-wide empty. Forces a lot of teams have what they call empty checks, KB, where if a team breaks formation after the original alignment, they just make a check, and once they get an idea if it's a deep zone check or whatever, it makes it so easy on the quarterback to identify where to go with the ball.
On the fake, time, Prescott gets rid of it to Pollard, who makes a cut and fighting, but he's going to be wrestled down by Oluokun a little bit short. What a difference a week makes for the Cowboys. Not only just the score overall, but 4th down's the key against Denver. They went for it twice here. Justin Simmons with a great play, and this one Prescott just missed. And Denver built all that momentum onto a 30-0 lead. Today, the complete opposite. They go for it on 4th. CeeDee Lamb, 21-yard catch. Then the big ball to Gallup, set up a 1st and goal. They scored touchdowns on both of those. And if anything, Mike McCarthy has remained consistent, saying he's going to keep doing it. Didn't work last week. Well, it's been great today.
Hey, here we go, here we go. Right there.
Pollard centers that big hole inside the 35 for Pollard. Put him down at the 32. He's got 15 more.
Take a look at the tight end here, 84, Sean McEwen. Watch him, he's the tight end on the right side. Watch what he does here to the defensive end. He's gonna bury him. Keep your eyes on him. I mean, that's the hole, right? Takes James Vaughters right to the ground. Filling in for Blake Jarwin, who's out with an injury. Kind of battled the last couple years, has opened the door for Dalton Schultz.
Pollard again. Big hole. Pollard sprinting free inside the 15. And there's a penalty flag, so hang on. We'll see if this ends up coming back. Pollard getting some time now.
Holding. Offense, number 52. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Connor Williams, number 52, the left guard. I'll tell you, they're running right behind 66. We've talked about him a lot. Connor McGovern bringing that jumbo in to fullback. Take a look here on the backside. You see Williams just kind of wrap his arms around Oluokun. That's a tough one. The flag came from really deep in the secondary. Nonetheless, brings back a long gain.
Does. Get it out to Lamb. Has blocks. Lamb! Boy! He was ultra close to taking that thing all the way home. He gets down near the 25. Got a nice block from Michael Gallup, too.
Nice block there by Gallup, and just real alert by Dak Prescott. That's just an alert off the run, where if he sees he likes it, he's just going to kind of spit it out there. And it's just an extension of this run game that's been so effective all day today. Get the ball out to your playmakers, get the ball in space. You mentioned it, Gallup had a great block, and CeeDee Lamb is really, really dynamic with the ball in his hand.
Second down, Elliott, big hole for him inside the 20, and another penalty flag flies. And ball, did that come loose at the end? Falcons are saying they have it, and they do. Falcons have the football, so let's just see.
Holding. Offense, number 52. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is first down, Atlanta.
That was well done by Richie Grant, the rookie safety, and then Moreau is the guy who recovered it. So the penalty on Dallas. Elliott, who hasn't fumbled in such a long time after all those issues last year, gives it up. And the Falcons, finally something positive for them on the recovery. 36-3 Dallas Falcons football in the third.
Is now a good time for a flare-up?
Enough, Crohn's.
Perfect peanut punch right by Richie Grant, your former teammate.
It seems like not a week goes by that multiple games the broadcasters don't bring up Peanut Punch and reference him. Peanut Tillman has kind of revolutionized how defensive players attack the ball. He was a teammate of mine in Chicago and Carolina.
Davis has a carry.
And he would just kind of develop this technique on his own, and it caught fire. He was forcing fumbles at a historic rate. He has really changed the game as far as the ability to punch. That's the perfect example, right? It's amazing how one player can be a little innovative, and his impact and legacy now has lasted since he's exited the league.
Good catch by Zacchaeus, going behind him to make the catch. Maybe even lost a shoe. He did. What an effort. I mean, he makes a catch behind him, has a shoe taken off, and he's got a first down. How's that?
It's a great hands catch, knowing you're going to take a shot here by KZ. It's hard on a lot of levels, and then he kept his balance. He almost came out of that. KZ's got to kind of desperately grabbed his foot.
That would have been impressive.
Good effort.
1 foot, 1 stocking, 80-yard touchdown.
That would have been great.
Pretty impressive on its own right for 9 yards and a first down. Here's Ryan, pressure in his face, throws, intercepted, it's Diggs. He's got another. The league leader, make it 8.
Unlike a lot of guys throughout the league, when the ball hits his hands, it's a pick. He doesn't miss many opportunities. He has such unique ball skills for a defensive player. You're going to see him here. Matt Ryan has kind of some action in his face. Pitts is open. The pressure kind of forces the ball to sail. He's got wide receiver type ball skills. He just has no near misses, right? He has no, I'll get it next time. If the ball's in his area, he comes down with it pretty much every time.
It's the 9th game of the year for the Dallas Cowboys. Trayvon Diggs has 8 interceptions. That's a lot for a single season for anybody. That leads the league in a lot of years.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible. And so now here they go, 1st and 10. Start in Falcons territory with Pollard for a short game. So I want to go back. You were talking about Peanut Tillman. Were you ever the recipient of the peanut punch and lost one?
No, but I had a game. My second year in the NFL, I'm playing for Chicago. Coincidentally, we go down to Carolina, game 2 of the season. Chris Harris, who started with us and kind of learned under Peanut Tillman in Chicago, had gotten traded to Carolina the previous year. I caught 2 balls. He punched both of them out, lost both fumbles, and we lost the game. So somehow Carolina still traded for me after that poor performance, but I got peanut punched by Chris Harris.
And Pollard sprinting free on the right side. Big plays continue down to the 26 for the Cowboys. Another game break. Let's go back to Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. Bucks trailing 16-6 in Washington. Brady, rough first half, 2 INTs, trying to look for a comeback here. Cameron Brate, the recipient of that 6-yard touchdown. Bucks down by 3. Kevin?
Oh, it's stunning because the Bucks have the #1 scoring offense in the league, and Washington's defense has maybe been the biggest disappointment in the league. But now it's only a 3-point game. Keep tabs on that. Thanks, Carissa. Pollard run down by Fowler, and a penalty flag at the end of this play. So we'll see what this one is.
Illegal chop block offense, number 52 and number 78. That's a 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
So left tackle Terrence Steele and Connor Williams, the left guard. You're going to see him right here. I think the ref might have seen that one late. I think Connor Williams and Terrence Steele were working a double team. Williams kind of lost his balance, and Steele
went on top of him.
Over the top. I don't necessarily think that was necessarily the spirit of the rule, but nonetheless, Dallas finds themselves backed up.
And I think they're going to stop this play because Fowler came so far across. Unless he was baited, we'll see. Yeah, chop blocks are illegal anywhere on the field, but I think you're right. You look at it, just kind of maybe seamed it in real-time action. When you slow it down, it doesn't quite look the same. Now let's see what this one is. As the game's slowing down, Fowler's not happy. Let's see it from this angle if you feel the same way. You can't be engaged.
Yeah, you can't have one offensive lineman engaged and the other lineman go low, and I don't think that's what happened. I think Williams just lost his balance, and then Steele just in essence pushed Grady Jarrett over the top of him while he was on the ground. It's a great rule, right? You don't want a defensive lineman engaged up top, holding off a blocker and allow someone else to just come. You used to be able to do that, and it was dangerous. The rule used to be 2 adjacent linemen were allowed to work in unison. They've now eliminated that. Too many defensive players were just taking helmets to the lower body, and it was a very dangerous body position for them to find themselves.
Due to the fact there was an erroneous whistle, there's no foul on the play.
Okay. The A.J. Terrell just came out of the game. I didn't see a spot where he got hurt. But maybe, you know, they do have that ATC, the spotter upstairs, who if someone looks woozy or something, it comes out. I'm guessing that's what happened there. So they'll check Terrell. I'll get you updated on that in a bit. Here's Prescott back to throw over the middle. Back shoulder catch is made by Malik Turner. Got a couple touchdowns at the end of the game last week.
And he had the craziest blocked punt of all time. He blocked the punt, and then they ended up muffing it 1 yard past the line. That was kind of the story of the week last week for Dallas. Even when they did something right, it didn't quite work out. But You said it. He came back, had that punt blocked, then he had 2 touchdowns. He had a good week last week in the midst of the team struggling.
First time he caught a ball since 2019. Prescott over the middle, caught by Cooper. Absorbs a hit from Aluakon. Stiff arm. Cooper inside the 15. And the Coop chants rain down here in Arlington.
It's just traditional cover 2. You're going to see 2 high safeties and a run through Mike, and he's just going to run a big dig, a big square in. This linebacker sucks up on the underneath guy. On time and in rhythm. That's where you want to throw. See Deion Jones kind of stays tight on Dalton Schultz.
Well, here's Cedric Wilson at quarterback. He's 4 for 4 passing in his career. And now you're flipping it around to Pollard. You're bringing out the gadgets. Pollard racing to the edge, diving for the end zone. Touchdown! No, they say he's going to be out at the 1. And there's a penalty flag to boot.
Holding, offense number 85. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
So it looked cool, but it never happened.
Oh, that's a shame. That was an awesome play. That was an awesome play. Couple different exchanges.
So this was close. Oh, and there he was. He was out clearly anyway, but it's still a neat picture diving into the pylon.
Kellen Moore saying, what are you doing? I drew that play up all week for that situation, and you ruined it.
So is Kellen Moore, like in this situation, is he on like the 3rd sheet to say, oh, let me pull this one out of my left back pocket?
This is a fun way to play offense, I'll tell you. When you're in a groove like this and you're rolling and you're a play caller, it seems like no matter what you call, it's going to work.
Falcons jump, no doubt. They're going to loft it to the end zone. Incomplete. He had it. Turner. Eric Harris on the coverage, but they will get the 5 yards off of this.
Offside. Defense number 94. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So a lot of offenses around the league, KB. It's pretty interesting. And where I saw it actually the best was my last year in Seattle. Regardless of what the play, even if it was a run, if they knew the defensive player was in the neutral zone and they did a quick snap free play, every player on the field knew the routes that they were going to run based on the formation. So it doesn't necessarily mean that was the play before the snap. It's an adjustment that once they know the ball's quick snapped, we're going to send everybody deep to take a shot. And I think that's what Dak did there.
Interesting. Nearly worked. Back here, floating end zone again, and missed Schultz by a hair.
Watch this route by Dalton Schultz. He's going to run a stick nod. Great release. He gets vertical. Stick. Eric Harris is running on the out route. That's got to be a touchdown. I know today it doesn't matter, but that's a great route by Dalton Schultz. You can tell I'm pretty excited. I wish we kept the tradition alive.
Tight end scoring.
Tight end scoring in games we call.
Second and 11. 4-man pressure. Prescott pumped. Now goes to Pollard on the right side. Pollard is dragged down from behind. Duron Harmon got his hand on him. Bring up 3rd down.
It's a nice tackle by Duron Harmon. That's not easy in space on a guy like Pollard. And if he doesn't hold on to that leg, it's a good chance he ends up going in for a touchdown. So, they're fighting, right? You got to give Atlanta, we talked about how fun it is to play offense in this situation. It's not a lot of fun to play defense. So, give them credit. They're fighting right now. They're in a tough spot, but they're going to find out what guys they can count on this half.
And timeout here on the field with 1:23 left in the 3rd. Well, this Wednesday, the Masked Singer's all new. Round 2 of the semifinals. Don't miss another double elimination. And the onstage blowout you won't believe. The Masked Singer, all new Wednesday, right here on Fox. The Dallas Cowboys offense has been unmasked here today after they had the mask on last week. Came into last week saying, man, they could do whatever they want, and they got completely shut down by Vic Fangio's defense, who said, yeah, this is how you're supposed to play. I mean, maybe he's true. He's right. But Denver had some really nice plays made by good players. Today, Dallas has shown that game was the anomaly.
And it was funny all week to read the articles, especially here in Dallas. Did they figure us out? Did Fangio, did he lay the blueprint to stopping this Kellen Moore offense and this Dak Prescott-led offense? I think the decision, the jury's in, and I don't think necessarily the blueprint has been established yet.
Greg, as an analyst, that's your role, but I would agree. Here is Elliott right off the gut looking for his third score of the day, and he's going to be tackled just a little short of a first down. And they've gone for it on fourth down a couple times. Why not go again, even though it's a 33-point game?
Yeah, they're going to bring in the big people. You're going to see Sprinkle, McEwen, McGovern again, the big jumbo number 66 checking into the game.
And he's eligible as a receiver. I mean, you just feel like it's got to go to him, right?
He's been working so hard all game.
Number 66, he doesn't have a catch. He's doing it all today. Lined up at fullback, tight end, Prescott rolling, going the other way, looking, gonna run it in. He's in. Touchdown, Dallas.
You're up 33 points. Your star franchise quarterback is still willing to lower his shoulder on a must-have-it fourth down conversion. That sums up Dak Prescott. He could have easily said, I got the yard, I'm going to get down. Nope. You can see here they go hard play action to the right. He might have had a shot there at Amari Cooper coming across, but he just lowers his shoulder. Takes on Michael Walker, the linebacker.
Wow. Extra point is up and good. Jerry Jones and the Jones family, they're feeling pretty good. 43-3. And now this from Verizon.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it. You dunk it, doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgrade it.
Get a 5G phone on us with select plans.
Every customer, current, new, or business.
Because everyone deserves better. And with plans starting at just $35, better costs less than you think.
Dak Prescott having himself a day. 308 yards passing, 2 scores. Just put that home on a fourth down on the rush. And all smiles from Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore on the sideline because the Cowboys are up 40. And of course, the defense has contributed. There's Brown and Diggs with Al Harris, secondary coach. Of course, he was pretty good at picking off passes himself back in the day. Won a playoff game by doing that for Green Bay. Diggs and Brown each have a pick. Diggs leads the league with 8. It's going to be hard to write anything negative about the Cowboys after this. And Atlanta will start on their own 25. Salute to service, the NFL's year-round effort to honor, empower, and connect our nation's service members, veterans, and their families. Learn about the NFL's work with its long-standing military and veteran nonprofit partners by visiting NFL.com/salute. It takes all of us to honor our military. Great to see our service women and men in attendance here today. Josh Rosen is in at quarterback for the Falcons, getting some reps here, and they'll run it to Gallman. He's got a big hole up across the 40, and Wayne Gallman getting some reps as Rosen in at quarterback in a 40-point game. 17-yard gain for Gallman. And they're happy to go take it to the end of this third quarter. 43-3, Cowboys after 3.
Dude, this thing is awesome. I know. I bought it using the cash.
Welcome back to Arlington, Texas. Do not adjust your sets. The color is just fine. It is 43-3. I mean, it's who expected this? Dallas has responded after getting blown out by Denver last week, and they have played great. And Atlanta just has been in the eye of a hurricane here this afternoon. It has a 43-3 score. And the Falcons have some backups in now. Rosen at quarterback. Left tackle Spriggs is in for Matthews. And you'd have to think, I mean, who knows, Greg, right? I mean, he played the entire game last week. I'd have to think maybe Dak Prescott and Elliott get a little rest from here on out for the Cowboys, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, if anything else, these situations are nice to sometimes just get guys reps in positions that otherwise a lot of them don't get a lot of opportunities to get reps offensively, defensively.
Like Gallman, who gets the carry there for a short game. Bring up third down. Game break. Back to Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Kevin. Washington up 16-13 on the Bucs. Taylor Heineke hands it off to Antonio Gibson, who punches this one in from 1 yard out. Washington back up on top by 10.
Well, that's a stunner.
Wasn't sure he was ever going to score there.
I mean, right. Think about Tampa Bay. They came in #1 offense in the league, 6-2. Atop the NFC South. The Saints, though, are losing to Tennessee today in the fourth by 8. So even if they lose, they still may stay in first place. If the Saints come back and win and that holds, New Orleans would be in first. Here's Rosen. Has some time. Throws. And that's intercepted by the other cornerback, Lewis. The 3 starting quarterbacks for Dallas each have an interception. Diggs, Brown, and now the nickelback, Lewis. His second of the year. It is all Dallas Cowboys today.
It's a nice truck. Yeah, it's a Chevy Silverado. Check out this multi-flex tailgate.
Today's game is sponsored by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Well, Dak Prescott's day is done, and rightfully so. The Cowboys are up 40. Prescott, huge today, 308 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, a touchdown rushing, and the Dallas offense just clicking on all cylinders, really everything from early in this game. And so Cooper Rush, who got a start and a win a couple weeks ago on Sunday night at Minnesota, will get some more reps here, and they will hand it off to Pollard. Back to the interception. What happened there on that play, Greg?
Yeah, as we talked, this second half, there's going to be a good opportunity for them to teach, right? So you have Kyle Pitts, your young, everything tight end. He's just going to run a simple drive route, a drag. But take a look here. The rule is, if I'm looking, I'm booking. So once he looks back at Josh Rosen is expecting him to keep going. But this is the guy that Pitts sees. So Pitts is right to slow down and throttle, but don't look at the quarterback. If I'm looking, I'm booking. If my eyes are forward, I'm going to punch and sit. Right, so that's a good learning opportunity for 2 young guys that are still kind of learning the ropes, especially Pitts, who's really become a really good player early in his career. Those are the little lessons that hopefully they can take out of a game that's, of course, out of reach. They're still learning lessons and teaching points to be had.
Call the face mask on the Cowboys, so that'll move it back and make it a 1st and 23. Pollard comes out as a wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Cooper Rush going to throw that way and connect that way out across the 25. So add in the mix, too, that Rosen, how many times has he actually thrown to Pitts in practice, right? I mean,
of course, and those are just timing. Those are just things about guys working together. You know, those are just little standard rules that instead of it being a completion or at worst an incompletion, now it's a deflected ball because you're not on the same page and it turns into a deflected pass for a pick.
Corey Clement is in the game, and he'll get a touch here today. Rarely used third running back. Remember, big Super Bowl with the Eagles in 2017, now with Dallas. And that'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 9 with 12:22 to go.
This week when we talked to Mike McCarthy, I think you asked him, how do these injuries actually help you as the year goes on? He said, it reminds me of the 2010 year in Green Bay. We played 87 guys on our roster due to injury, and a lot of them came back at the end and were a big reason we made our Super Bowl run, ending up with the Lombardi. So he sees a lot of comparisons. Now in a game that's a blowout, he's getting a lot of his roster really good opportunities to develop.
Yeah, why not, right? There's McEwen on the other side as a catch. Going to be short, going to be a 4th down. How are the Bucs and Washington doing? Back to Carissa Thompson to check.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Kevin, on 3rd and 3, Tom Brady connects with Mike Evans. Down the sideline, 40-yard score here, his 9th of the season. Extra point, no good. So the Bucs now trail by 4 with just over 10 minutes remaining. Kevin?
Long way to go there. That one is interesting. You just showed me, we're looking at the scores. How about New England 38, Cleveland 7? Both those teams were 5-4 coming into the game. The Patriots are surging. They're going to be 5-1 their last 6 games as the punt is received by Williams. Falcons football. 11:15 to go. Glad you're hanging with us on a Sunday from Texas.
And I'm Cobra Kaban. We're here from CLR 37, Okinawa, Japan. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. And we're rooting for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, that support has worked today. And so great to see our service women and men here. AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys have been dominant. The 7-3 game early. Atlanta went for it on 4th and 7. And every bit of momentum went Dallas's way. And they were just a storm after that. Everything has gone their way. And a 43-3 lead, as you can see, with 11:02 to go. I mean, talked about the 4th downs being big, Greg. I mean, so ironic, right? Dallas has the punt blocked last week, but it gets touched by Nahshon Wright past the line of scrimmage because he's thinking I can pick it up and run it in for a touchdown. Denver recovers. They go on and score. They win the game. They're up 30-0. Today, it's Wright who recovers a punt block in the end zone for a touchdown. I mean,
it's like an alternate universe,
right?
One week to the other, exactly the opposite. Last week, the 4th down failures, the block punt miscue. Now it's completely flipped. The 4th downs have obviously changed the game today, and then the block punt that led to a touchdown.
And then the Dallas defense has really turned it on. 3 interceptions in the second half. As Micah Parsons doing his thing today. He's got 6 tackles, a sack. We'll show you that in a second. Falcons decided to go fast on a 3rd and 2. Rosen going to throw, and it's incomplete. Looking for Frank Darby, the rookie out of Arizona State. So here's Parsons today. I mean, his speed is just incredible. Sack force fumble, which Atlanta did recover. And then here's the perfect example of just his awareness, right? Goodness.
He can play with speed. He can play with strength, change direction. Just a unique guy. But how many off-the-ball linebackers, Kev, do you see that on 3rd down and 2 minutes can put his hand in the ground and rush like a traditional defensive end? Remember, early in the year when they really had some injuries up front, he played almost exclusively as a defensive end. It's only been the last 3-4 weeks that they put him back in his more traditional off-the-ball inside linebacker, but he really could do either.
No question. Big punt. Diggs is back to receive it and let it go over his head, and Dallas will start on the 20. So, you know, a storyline with Parsons that never really developed today. He and Pitts were high school rivals in Pennsylvania. I mean, Kyle Pitts of Atlanta. Pitts played for Archbishop Wood. Parsons was a running back for Harrisburg High School. Pitts here scoring a touchdown. He was also defensive end in that game. And Pitts' Archbishop Wood team won the 5A Pennsylvania State title in a rout. See what they've done in the rookie season. They've both made big impact. So we never really got the one-on-one against each other today, but these guys go back a long way. By the way, they trained in the offseason too, so very familiar with each other. Who knows? Hopefully they'll be going against each other for a long time. That's what they've done today.
Yeah, Parsons said, he goes, I owe him a little something. He got me back then, but I think he more than made up for it today. I think he played today over the high school game.
This is making up for it indeed, is Clements.
How about looking at him playing running back? I mean, can you imagine tackling him in high school? 6'4". He was the biggest guy in the field, and he was running with the ball.
You know,
it's like a young Kevin Burkhardt.
I covered your high school games, and you were pretty hard to tackle back in the day, too.
Big shoulder pads. You did cover our games. Life comes full circle. Now we're standing next to each other, living the dream.
Back at Wayne Hills High School in New Jersey with your dad as the head coach.
Used to come hang out with my dad and do your first experience of production meetings.
Oh, we're on this camera. I thought
right.
back. Now, well, hold on. Ready?
We're just
back there.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like Terry Bradshaw's running the camera here. There we go.
But how fun was that? Used to come and sit with my dad at Wayne Hills, my high school in North Jersey, do like pseudo production.
Yeah, with your dad. That was the first. I mean, Tommy, we would sit down. He would show us how to watch film, and
it's awesome.
Who knew? Here we are standing together calling games. Pretty neat.
It's pretty cool, man. Happy to be doing it with you. It's been awesome.
By the way, that was a shot at Artie Kempner, our director, not our camera folks. Just having a little fun. We love you, Artie. Our producer, Pete Macheska, today. And a 43-3 lead for these Cowboys, who take on the Chiefs next in Kansas City. Chiefs are not the Chiefs that we've seen the last couple of years. They're turning it over at an alarming pace. And they'll take on a Dallas team which certainly loves their turnovers.
And then on the other side, Atlanta's got to, you talk about last week putting this behind you if you're Dallas. Atlanta's really got to put it behind them because they got New England on Thursday night on the short week. They've got to find a way to regroup here and have a better showing on Thursday against a New England team that's starting to find their stride.
Here's Rush rolling out on third down, throwing on the run, and it is caught. There's a flag, though, so this may be coming back in the area of holding. And I think it is. Gallup had the catch.
Holding. Offense number 66. It's a 10-yard penalty replay, third down.
Well, McGovern, who's now actually playing his more traditional position of offensive lineman. We've seen him all day play tight end and fullback.
Celebrate Christmas with a boom. Fox Sports proudly presents a documentary tribute to one of football's most beloved figures, the coach, the broadcaster of the video game All Madden, premieres Christmas Day on Fox. Can't wait to see that, and I know she'll be watching. Oh, how adorable. Oh my goodness.
She was liking that cupcake.
Is that a birthday cupcake?
Happy. I don't know. Whatever it was, she's having a cupcake. Her team's up 40. She's living the dream.
Well, let's see. Let's see the progress.
Definitely a cupcake. She hasn't taken a bite, though.
She's got it down. She's like, hey, I'm saying hello to a national audience here.
It's great.
Oh, the best.
Now she's back to the game. She doesn't have time for photos anymore. She's got a game to watch.
It's like you signing autographs. I could sign a couple, but I got to move on.
I got things to do here.
Dinner is hot.
Oh, man.
Fourth and 12, Cowboys will punt it away. Williams will take it. Makes a man miss, a little spin, and a dive across the 45, out to the 48. Next Sunday, big doubleheader on Fox. First, the Packers take on the Vikings. Pam, Greg, and I will be there. Should be fun, always an in-division battle. And then America's Game of the Week. Dak and the Cowboys against Mahomes and the Chiefs. Games I just told you about. On Fox and the Fox Sports app, check your local listings for games in your area. Dan Quinn talked about his emotions, said he was crushed when the Falcons let him go mid-year, went to Hawaii with his wife. Now we get an injury. Hayden Hurst is down, but Quinn, just said, yeah, it took me a while, and I just realized I wasn't going to come back bitter, after that. I was going to leave it behind. I had time to deal with it and hopefully improve upon myself as a person and as a coach. And Greg, as you said, no matter what you say and no matter what you think you're going to feel, it's going to feel good for him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this has to feel good. This has to feel good for Dan Quinn to kind of put this game behind him. When the schedule came out, this was one that stood out. Mixed emotions. You're excited. You're a little awkward. You're seeing a lot of familiar faces in the front office and some personnel that's still left behind. But he's glad this game's behind him for sure.
By the way, we mentioned our camera folks that travel with us on our crew all year long. So good. Michael Tatamir down on the field. Tats always locked in. Keith DeSantis locked from baseball back to football with us. Steely Dan Steele. We call him Steely. Steely, the Jets are getting murdered again. Sorry. Steve Zajac up there. He's got the hair of a 21-year-old. I love it. That's just so great. And of course, Dobby, Grant Dobbins, who takes care of us in our booth. These guys are thankless all year long. They travel with us. Dobby makes us look good. He's not only shooting from up here as Darby, fighting, but he's got the lint roller out, making sure our suits look good. He does it all.
He does it all. I'll tell you what, those guys have hard jobs. I mean, the pictures, the fan interactions that they can capture, the direction out of the truck, what they need. These guys are super talented. They're really good at their job. They make our lives a heck of a lot easier, that's for sure.
No doubt. Gallman again, going to get it off the right side. Big hole. Gallman inside the 25, fighting. And so Gallman's had a nice little showing here in the second half. That'll put him up over 50 yards. Let's get another game break. Back to Carissa.
Thanks, Kevin. Patriots up 38-7. Brian Hoyer in for Mac Jones. Finds Jacoby Myers for this 11-yard score. It's Myers' first career touchdown. He entered the game with the most career receiving yards of anyone without a receiving touchdown. Good for him.
Oh, good nugget, Carissa. Patriots rolling, and as Greg said, they've got the Falcons on Thursday. We get a penalty flag on that first down run by Gallman. And we'll see what this is with 5:03 to go here from Arlington.
Illegal chop block offense, number 69 and number 77. It's a 15-yard penalty. Replay first down.
All right, so another chop block in this game. Let's go down the field with Pam Oliver.
Well, something else from my conversation with Dak Prescott. I asked him what he insisted on from his teammates after last week's beatdown by the Broncos. He said, we got beat by a team that played our brand of football. Anytime you lose, it's nasty, but when you get beat like that, it's time for a reset. The Cowboys have reset and then some. They hope to get on yet another roll.
Pam, it's a good start to get on that roll when you're up 40 here in the fourth. Rosen back, delivers incomplete. Zacchaeus was the nearest receiver. So, Greg, we've been here watching the Cowboys back-to-back weeks. Last week, we saw their worst against the Broncos. This week, I mean, look, they've played some good games. You could argue this is their best, as Franks now is going to come in at quarterback, the rookie. So how do you evaluate the Cowboys? You've seen them both high and low.
Yeah, I think this is closer to who they are. I think this is the performance that we saw over the first 7 weeks coming into last week's letdown against Denver. I think, and we said it last week on air, that needed to be the exception and not the rule. The way they bounced back today, the way we saw those first 7 weeks go, this is a team that's going to be a force. And I think in this new playoff format where there's only one team that gets the home field, the bye and the home field advantage throughout, with the division being a little down, the NFC East, I think they got a shot to, of course, win the division. Tampa Bay's losing. I mean, they got a shot here at the end to be the #1 seed. And having the playoffs go through Dallas and come here to this stadium is a huge advantage.
Third and long. Rosen back to throw. Coming near side. Knocked away, incomplete. Christian Blake, the intended receiver. Well, I think you just even bringing up the #1 seed after a game that we did where they were down 30 last week it's quite the change, but that's big advice from you, big thoughts from you.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes storylines can change so fast, right? I mean, last week Atlanta's on top of the world, on the road in a really hard place to win down in New Orleans, and then they come here on the road and it completely flips. And then the exact opposite happened to Dallas. I just think Dallas has showed us enough where they had this game didn't come out of nowhere. I mean, they were the #1 offense in the league coming in. Yeah, last week was a disappointment. We've talked about it all day. But the other 7-8 weeks have been pretty good.
Sure have. Rosen gonna let it fly. Going deep for Darby in the end zone. Incomplete. So trying to get to the rookie who's getting some playing time here. And that'll be a turnover on downs. The Cowboys will take over with 4:05 to go. I could ask you the same question for Atlanta. I mean, they came off their best win of the year last week. I mean, they blew an 18-point fourth quarter lead, but they go down the field and win in New Orleans, which is always exceptionally tough. Came in with extreme confidence. They were playing well, 4-2 their last 6 games, and then they lay an egg here. So they're in a similar situation that Dallas was last week. But, coming in, they were kind of, the playoffs started today. They would technically be in. Can they be that team to do enough as the season goes on?
I think expectations in both of these cities with both these organizations are vastly different. You know, I think in Atlanta, they knew this was a little bit of a rebuild. They know they're kind of building back their depth and their high-level players, especially defensively. You know, is Matt Ryan, how many more years does he have moving forward, although he's played at a high level prior to today? So I think these teams are on drastically different sides of that conversation. For them to be 4-4 coming in here today, I think everyone in that city, I think their fan base and their organization, I think they were going to take that as a win. Today was going to be a measuring stick game. Of course, it's clear where they measured up against the top in the conference, but they know they have a long process ahead of them. Arthur Smith did not believe he was inheriting a team that was going to compete right off the jump. So I think for them, 4-5, right around 500, still think they have a lot to be proud of compared to what the expectations were in the team we saw week 1 and 2.
Second down. And Clements gonna get it for a short gain. Let's go back to Carissa Thompson for a game break.
Thanks, Kevin. Jags trailing 29 in Indy. Trevor Lawrence hands it off to James Robinson. 2-point conversion is good. Jags down by just 3. Here's your fun fact. They're looking for their first 2-game winning streak since 2019.
Now, Carissa, now you're just showing off. You're pulling out all the fun nuggets on these games. But how about Indy was dominating that game? It's only a field goal game, and there's plenty of time left in the 4th, so we'll keep you updated there.
You look around the league, there's so many crazy scores. I mean, Cleveland, they were coming into that New England game. They played really well last week. Baker Mayfield kind of answered a lot of the questions with Odell being shipped away and released. And then they come and they're getting throttled by New England.
Meanwhile, the Lions looking for their first win under Dan Campbell, tied with the Steelers. Remember, Ben Roethlisberger out today, COVID protocol. So we'll 16 all with 3+ to go in that game.
You know, as just a fan of the league, you just want to see Detroit win, right? You don't want, the longer a team goes with that 0 in the winner's circle is not good for the NFL. Gotta hope they finally get their win.
It's sponsored by Burger King. New Ghost Pepper Chicken Nuggets, just $1.49. Don't fear the heat.
I'm feeling good, feeling amazing. I see my life go through some changes. My mama told me don't you stop it. Just keep on going till you pump it.
All Cowboys here today in this Week 10 matchup. 43-3. Falcons last loss by 40+, 04. Cowboys last win by 40+, 2000. It's been a long time for either of these things, and consider it was 36-3 at the half. So this doesn't even look as bad considering what it was going into the break. I mean, really just Dallas doing everything right. They've looked great. 3 interceptions on defense. Got some big 3-and-out stops early in the first half when it was a game, Greg. And I think most importantly, Dak Prescott looked like Dak Prescott.
And I think every Cowboy fan across the country is kind of taking a deep breath. You know, he dealt with a little bit of the calf injury, and don't discredit just what it means when you don't practice, right? I know he's Dak Prescott, he's an elite, high-level player, but when you don't practice, there's a little rust factor, and I think that was an element of what happened last week. But Dak looked like Dak. This Cowboys team, all 3 phases today were fantastic. Cowboy fans right now are feeling a lot better than they did a week ago. And probably the understatement of the year.
Falcons will get ready for the Patriots, who are just bludgeoning the Browns 45-7 in New England. They are really playing well. That'll be a Thursday nighter at home, and then the Cowboys go to take on the Chiefs on Fox next Sunday. And Joe and Troy on the call there. That will do it. 43-3, Dallas Cowboys in a laugher. Smiles for everyone as they will improve to 7-2 on the year. The Falcons fall to 4-5 on the season. Be back after this commercial to wrap up today's game. Bonus coverage for you as well around Fox. A rousing win for the Cowboys. Back to Texas after this.